Okay, well, I'll take the special items. Lord knows I need them. Okay, that helps. Okay, I'll start over here. I'll pick the den because it's got gems in it. Well, a gem. And do I want the closet or the pantry? It's got more options. Let's advance up the spare room here. Wait a minute. Okay. So the nook has a key in it. The parlor has gems. I think I might need the key more. Now let's move along here. See if I can put anything there. Well, I might as well put the closet here, because there are ways to the other rooms around it. Oh, the shovel. I need that. Let's fill out the other side. The hallway here. And the bedroom here. And the west wing hall here. It's got the most branches in it. These other two rooms. Well, I'll put the storeroom here. Because I can go back to the last branch of the entrance hall and put something there. Well, I've got some gems, so I can make the observatory. Extra 3 steps. I'll take him, although Diamond is minor as a gem. The Southern Cross means rooms with 4 doors more common. Farmer's Apple. Apples probably have extra steps in them. The key is another key. 5 gems. More dead-end rooms. Let's let's get to filling in that third row. Well, the chapel's a T-junction. The office costs money, but costs gems, but it's not a. It's an unusual room. Plus, it's got that little doodad in it. There we go. Let's connect this to the network. Is green, red, blue, blue, yellow. Those don't sound familiar. Wait a second, there's a safe here too. Maybe one of the combinations, potential combinations that I ran across. Second. I wonder if these statues actually mean something. Look at they are kind of spread out. If they were all clustered together, maybe they'd be a clue. Ah, perfect place for the corridor. So I'm going to the one that doesn't need a key card. The aquarium has more, shall we say, options to it, so I'm going to use that. Oh, and there's a key for it, too. Oh, and there's... I forgot I had the shovel. Library. Is it picking up the magnifying glass? Nope, it's picking up this coin on the floor. Okay. The History of Orindia, 2nd edition. And it conforms to the department's, to Central Board of Education standards, including the omissions of sections deemed inaccurate or unsuitable for public dissemination. Redacted, the name used to designate the realms of the Eastern Waters is no longer known to the average citizen. I can't even see through these redactions. Of the elder generation, we must permit our leaders to abandon our past. Most historians mark the beginning of the First Era, often denoted as Ajira, by the ascension of the first king, redacted, whose name, Horus, would later grace the burgeoning township in which he was crowned. Horus was known before his coronation as a prominent merchant lord of considerable means and affluence, whose sway in the region made him the ideal candidate for the unification of surrounding provinces. Regrettably, history is not always forthcoming, and the surviving records of those bygone days are mostly limited to trade agreements and sales receipts. Nevertheless, we can deduce from these ledgers that Horus had but one aim: expansion. The territory spread forth from the heart of Horus, and by the end of the 1st century, the rest of this has been redacted. This looks like a B, an O, an H, an N, a G. A new kingdom was born. It was the 4th king, also redacted, who split this vast domain in 3 equal shares. The 3 realms for his 3 children. To the eldest he granted the fields and the mountains of his great-grandfather, the middle province and heartspring of the kingdom. The eldest accepted the gift. Everything else is redacted. To the youngest he bestowed upon him the realm of Arch Ares, the land of the northern storms, a wild and untamed expanse which at times was not as developed but a good deal more vast than the eldest brother's lot. And to his middle child, his only daughter, he gifted her the southern region of Iraja, redacted again, a land steeped in tradition, more redactions. 3rd Era. As the 2nd Era drew to a close, the 3 sovereign realms had achieved a period of remarkable progress and prosperity. Each of these distinct regions, ruled by their respective sibling monarchs, had blossomed, cultivating the bountiful resources of their lands, and developing a unique character and culture that set them apart from one another. Despite those differences, the sibling monarchs managed to maintain friendly relations throughout their lives, and were known for their cooperation in matters of trade and transportation. The succeeding generations of their heirs continued that tradition, and the 3rd Era was defined by almost everything after this is redacted. Commerce between the 3 realms, further strengthening their bond and laying the foundation for the promise of a prosperous and bright future. Note the colors of the flags, by the way. I have these written down somewhere. Here we go. Yeah, the orange, the check mark, that. That's the middle one there. If I ever run into a map of this, I might find it important. Hold on a second. Baron Sinclair, thank you so much for your cooperation with our department and this investigation. We know our presence is never convenient, especially for someone of your social status, so it means all the more that you are not only tolerant, but also willing to aid our efforts in getting this business done as quickly as possible. We are returning with this letter the book which you lent us, though I must confess it was not as much help as I had hoped. I had heard that your library of rare and restricted books was quite extensive, and I was told by a reliable source that if a first edition, an uncensored copy of the history of India could be found, it would likely be found within the Baron's own collection, but perhaps I was misinformed. Still, part of me thinks that you may have given me this censored copy as a jest, a taste, if you will, for the bureaucrat of their own medicine. If that is the case, then I say, well done, fair play, and perhaps on my next visit we'll have a laugh about this after you have given me the actual manuscript. Until then, Detective Bon Margole, Red Guard. As the kingdom redacted entered the Fourth Era, a different kind of ruler took the reins of power. King Decilit III was a redacted king who often was seen redacted drinking, redacted a sight that shocked not only the gentry and the court but the masses as well. I'm guessing he was helping people get off the wagon, or on the wagon, I should say. Decilit was renowned as the king of redacted, short word, mind you, though no one, when he made the decision to move Ving, castle, and court behind. I guess that's leaving castle and court behind. The people were overjoyed by this choice, and redacted were those that viewed the king's conduct to be unbecoming of his something common folk. These redacted voices planted the seed redacted, which took root in redacted grand city of Fen. After the passing of King Decilit III, the Fourth Era came to an abrupt end. Thankfully, the king died, and the whole rest of this paragraph is missing. On the very next day, the 6th of October, the redacted Prince Learson of Fen declared himself the true monarch. This declaration was bolstered by something or other number of supporters, due to the fact that Decilit IV shared redacted little of his virtues. As the prospect of civil war seemed inevitable, the realm's regiments were hastily recalled from the frontiers to stamp out and put an end to the Fen insurrection. However, instead of restoring order, what ensued was a savage and merciless campaign against our own people. The gardens of Fen, once a center of splendor, were transformed into a battlefield as the cries of the innocent echoed through the city's streets stained in red. The brutality of the pacification of Fen did not go unnoticed by neighbors. As sympathy for the city surged, allies came forward to lend support. Among them was the general of the Northern Regiment, who, sickened by the barbaric actions of the other battalions, joined forces with Prince Learson to form a formidable army. Together, they leveraged their political influence and favors to persuade the nearby realms of Arch Ares and Nuance to join their cause. However, even with the tide turning in their favor, victory did not come easy. The War of the Fifth Era lasted 22 long years, and saw buried one in every 3 men. Prince Learson himself added another number of casualties. However, even in death he had won. Oris had fallen in with the realm. The black flags that had flown for 5 eras were burned, and in their place red banners were hoisted in honor of the fallen of Fen. The few remaining members of the former royal family fled in fear of their lives to the south, forever exiled. And now, today, the realms inherited by the 3, Fen-Ares, Arch-Ares, and Iraja, once again stand united as allies. What's her name again? Though the distance between our peoples has grown, our connection to this land remains as strong as ever. The spruce and birch that span across our realms serve as a constant reminder that we all share a common past. Followed by a redacted. The rest of it's redacted. For this is, despite everything else, a land rich in history, a land of myth and wonder, a land that sprung forth the greatest empire the world has ever seen, the land of our fathers, our mothers, and of our children. Last sentence redacted. And so is this. Why would they redact that? Gee, I don't know. I'd also like to get a copy of the unredacted version of this. Okay, locked door. Well, I can't afford the rotunda. I can't afford the workshop, though. What rank is that? 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I've got all the letters there. I'm wondering, should I go back to the Nook? I might want to. Especially since I haven't dug anything in the foundation yet. Might even have dig spots. Wait a minute, what was that? Oh. This is because I spread some money around. I heard that. There's something else in here. Is it picking up something in, yeah, it is. I thought it was still in the bedroom. Okay, well, I can afford the drawing room. And the gymnasium, I might add. Although that's in terms of steps. Okay, I'll do the bunk room. Ah, there's some gems here. That about wraps it up for this area. Thank goodness I can afford the courtyard. like that. Any more dig spots around here? All right. So now I'll have to go back to the foundation. Through here. Well, there's a bedroom en route to it. Wait a second, I never put anything here, did I? I might as well have the garage. If I ever get the spare car keys. Okay, locked door. Well, this is the only one I can afford. It's a dead end, though. The items are in a box that is the gems are in a box that is actually blue. Gems are in a box with the word blue on it, and this one, there's nothing printed. So the gems are, if the gems are in a box with the word blue on it, that means they could be in here. But what about this one? There's nothing printed here. So if the gems are in a box with the word blue on it, if that's false, if both of those are false, then the gems are here in the white box. If this is false, then this is false too. Okay, well, there was nothing in there was nothing printed on the white box, so I couldn't tell. I have almost nothing left. I need a bedroom after the workshop doesn't even have any keys on it. It's these key cards. I'm too dependent on them. Alright, well, I'm almost out of... I just realized I could have re-rolled some of these. Alright, tell you what. I'll call it a day here.